You have exactly 3 seconds to like and subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, I'll appear in your dreams tonight. To ask for a donation for that cup of coffee, link below.
Silently hides itself in a hidden location. Look at the hunter's rear view. Is gradually narrowing towards you. Bait with absolute concentration him. Coldly squeeze the trigger and do it. A headshot has impeccable accuracy. The target falls and another person is killed. Lines on the birth certificate. The scene of death just now is nothing more than that. The way Hollywood portrays people. Soldier shooting. Trimming course like many products. Other entertainment, what that Phil photo put. To the audience often not or only brought very little. In fact, sand traps are often avoided. Aim at the opponent's head besides them. Also rarely works alone like on the movie and the main mission of these. This soldier is not neutralized either. Goals because obviously there are a lot of them. Misunderstanding so you and others. Let's destroy it with knowledge. These thoughts and search for the truth about them. Shooting activity. Clap. Before you start, take some time. Time together we step into action. Program to learn interesting knowledge about military field by clicking like this video, subscribe and turn on the footpine button. Subscribe to not miss any interesting videos. Come in the future and come now. With con. Let's find out first. About Lin's art of shooting. What do you and your friends think? Before peeling the grass. It's actually hard to do. Is there a unified answer? This problem drops in. There are dozens of these. Something that the gunner must be careful to remind. Just to make a single shot. So normally soldiers will set up one list and rehearse it in your head. So what do they need to consider? What is the price number one without a doubt for sure? The main shield is the right ballistics. Take into account everything that might affect it. The bullet's flight path is the weakest. Elements can cause it to miss its target. With the US military one of the forces. Strong and worthy professional military force. The world's greatest fear of deep knowledge. Ballistics breadth is so important that it is often used as a criterion for classification. Especially the snipers who are just numbers. The amount is less than 0. 5 minutes for the whole army with these. Soldiers are simply capable. Look at the good side when we talk about ballistics. Attention needs to be paid to both internal and external factors. Externally follows the concept of lateral ballistics. In refers to everything that happens to the pellet. The bullet is still in the gun, including the twist of the quong grooves. Glands on the inside of the pubic area. Greatly affects the stability of projectile along with that size and mass. The mass of the bullet also needs to be. Pay attention because these are possible factors. Determine the level of impact on the bullet. Directed by external factors. Which can affect the following path. When venom sifting bullets basically they include wind, humidity, temperature, air density and atmospheric pressure, among which father of football businessman Terry Hangry is said is the most influential. Why? Because it can change speed and direction, suddenly and inexplicably. There's nothing wrong with this feature. Surprisingly, wind was the cause. Causes most of the missed shots in US military, and that's why semi-trim sand players often pay special attention to this factor during wind measurement. Will rely on objects with mass, lightweight and responsive to wind movement, such a sense being blown out of proportion. The movement of smoke, drifting vegetation, flying dust from which to determine the speed and wind direction at different points lies on the great's flight path. Besides that scene, another factor influences. Ballistics may surprise you. However, that was in the process of preparing to shoot. Soldiers will have to take into account curvature and Earth's rotation is correct. These things play a very important role, especially important in shots. Distant mind, and they are related to one thing, called effect. Coriolis simply understands this as the apparent misalignment of moving objects. Motion such as air currents or Water due to the rotation of the earth. That's the reason why the shooter. Semi-pruning must remember the effect. Coriolis, if they shoot westward, the bullet will drift slightly south and come into contact with target at a lower point than expected left. And when you shoot towards the east, you'll be fine. Deflected north and hit the point higher than expected. In addition to these factors, worth another consideration that shooters shoot. Pruning should be careful before squeezing the remaining grass. Target elevation, firing angle, and any what other factors could influence it. Shots such as the denseness of vegetation, light intensity or degree, the glare of the sun, and the above obstacles. The path of the bullet because of the first shot. The fairy of the semi-trimmed Lin people may be muscle. The best and only meeting to say goodbye. Pepper about Pluto so they will point. Tighten the grass when most of these factors are equal. Align to achieve accuracy. Dead. Next we will learn how which the snipers hide in wild. Tracks its prey differently from the herd. The second path is affected by many factors. Different factors that we have just presented. Answer about hidden method problem. The stem of semi-pruned Lin is extremely short. There are many cool outfits like the players pug, also known as monkey suit, GOK suit. Considered Line's most important equipment. Semi-trimmed on the ground only after the main stitch. Guns because it allows them to hide in places. Different terrain by integration into vegetation. This means the set will include moss, leaves, and branches. Anything that makes it indistinguishable with the surroundings, at least by bed. Often, however, soluble in landscape is not the department's only goal. Glide clothing that it must also be able to cover hides the curves of the human body, capital R, eye-catching impossible details, causing the gunner to be exposed. The mind has something to erase the curves. This is not an easy task. It is. The reason why is in the aggression training course. Training elite gunners of the U.S. Army. USAS students have one full day only to learn how to make your own monkey suit. We are future soldiers with bad luck. This will be a type of manual, durable fabric for making the base of a popular suit, especially burlap to reinforce vulnerable areas. Wear and attach plant details to one. Meticulously, they were also taught how to disguise. Covers body parts that the suit does not. It can cover your face, neck, and hands when you're free. I can make a camouflage costume. Complete page students will experience the event is called Washing Glee with 2 items. The goal is to check the durability of the suit and give it natural color on fabric's quality. It is said, in addition to the suit G4, the gunner only has one piece of equipment left. It is essential that the gun is sold. Pruning now is just a matter of choosing one good and suitable semi-sterilizer gun. Soldier has a hard job. Complicated driving for the United States as a country. Investing in national defense is the strongest above world with 80 census theta. 1 of gross domestic product GDP. That is why it's not surprising. However, when this country's military is used, there are many different types of sniper rifles. According to some unverified sources, it's more than 50 of these. Astonishing numbers can also be explained by the process of performing Lin's mission. Pruning can encounter countless types of situations. Different types of semi-sniper guns are selected. Which one to use will likely depend. The work of African soldiers in combat. The city is densely populated with desert residents. Dry mountains or mountains covered with frost. Besides, choosing a gun also depends. Types of missions from patrolling the realm. For the attacking team to resolve the situation. Capture hostages or kill snipers. Enemy. One of the gun models is Lin sells TO. My favorite is the mouth. In 2010 thanks to its long range up to 1199 m. Folding handle to reduce size when carrying. The most special thing is that it can be effective. Customized to suit your habits and preferences. The preferences of Thu Duc Ting Commune are total. Plus 2 VV-10 rifles. Production and polymerization are hand quantity. The US military semi-sniper also is said to reside in the mind. That with the desire to bring to readers new and exciting information about these mysterious phenomena of humanity. Humans cannot yet answer the precepts. Introducing to you the book World Wonder. Secret Stories to Tell, compiled by the original Universe CD team. This book will take you on a journey. Exciting journey opens up a perspective completely new about the world around us. Prepare to enter a strange world. Magic where unexpected secrets are. Waiting for you. Len book will be ours. Leave it below in the comments and description section. Now, please allow me to return to you. Dung. Hem music. Main. After installation, check the gun and make sure everything is okay. letting go won't work. What else is there to do besides mowing the grass? These selling methods will target the department. Which body the video titles indicated. That's not the head, but why? The reason is actually quite simple. They have size. Smaller in size compared to the whole body and move continuously through that, becoming targets that are almost impossible to sell. Hit especially from distance. People need semi-sniper guns, so if it's not the head, the defender will aim. Enter. Not when shooting from a long distance. For example, like above, the growers will sell it. Aim for a larger surface eye. Section. Body of the target to increase the chance of shooting. These areas include the cervical cardiopulmonary system, digestive system, and internal organs. Otherwise, all are potentially fatal. If you are hit, choose the tool. Will depend on the complete distance. Scenes and tasks of the gunner for the hands. Semi-trim pulses usually only have one chance to take down the target, so they will have to decide. Intended to shoot in the head quickly to ensures a higher kill probability in some sniper situations also exist. Can be targeted to cause injury, not the cause of murder. For this action is by the target being. Trade will usually attract the least. Two comrades appeared to pull him over. Safe place, and this is most likely meaning instead of an enemy soldier. Losing the ability to fight is three people. Must lead each other hand in hand to eternal life. However, it should be noted that the player headshots will still have to be performed, when needed specifically in the situation, by a target equipped with anti-armor, heavy ammunition, or being shaped, covered, and only the head was exposed. In such limb cells trimmed, we'll try to close the gap before squeeze the grass to increase the standard. The body now has erased lamb's thoughts. Biggest about Lin selling pruning. Let's solve the rest, starting with Quan. Stalking and eliminating targets are all what the snipers do. Actually, changing prey is a notch edge in the duties of a sniper. Even important, but certainly snipers can't do it. That's as much as the boss can think of. Usually about 90 minutes of Lin's mission. Semi-snipping includes reconnaissance activities and gather intelligence. Just think. But see what they have been trained to approach. Target within shooting distance is negative. Silently observing from afar is of course easy. Like eating candy, the information that follows that was sent to the command from there to help you. Leadership makes system decisions. Important in the case of fat orders. Operate a tactical level operation. If you give out a semi-prune spirit, you will be assigned responsibility. Responsibility for monitoring and reporting on results. Real active. Examine also during that time they will ensure. Take on both support and security duties. All for team gear. For example, if the team is in combat, the ground is being quietly occupied by the opponent. Approach from the blind spot to ambush and defend. Who is in a strategic location and has good visibility can neutralize these. Object that quickly and precisely. Authentic to real people. Perform the task of knowing there is a guard. I'm watching myself, and I'll let them have it. Add more options for combat plans. And much more confident when taking action. According to their experienced Olman. Can't even count the number of times saved by his teammates Lin Ba Trin. That's what makes warriors elite. This wisdom is considered a valuable asset in a combat. Narrates a different truth from the half-trimmed Lin, is that they also work in groups. Single-handedly, like they did in the movies. Minimal photo, they work in groups consisting of 2 people, 1 shooter and 1 person. Observe though you and your friends can. It's rare to see a support person in sets. Hollywood blockbuster, but role. Theirs is actually more important than the seller. Gun, consider the observer as one. Real process control team leader. Current tasks include evaluating all factors. Factors that can affect communication with the indicator. Command determines actual goals and commands. Completed the declaration while basically defending the village. Be there to peel the grass if the first shot. The observer's slide will have to be quick. Adjust and retransmit information. For the shooter to become one. Observe before that you must be a villager. Rich in experience mastering the art of selling guns and reached a perfect level of class. Only then will you be able to help. Other snipers can do the same thing. Next, let's solve one problem. Another misconception is that Lin sells. Snipers will be ready to shoot as soon as they get into position. Fighting is not like that. Which they have to go through what is called submission. Direct fire involves several steps such as, after step 1, detecting threats, or a defined second step, hidden injection target. The identity of the target, step 3, determines. Decide whether to attack the target or not. Step B opens hoe to attack the following target. When considering internal and external factors. Relevant external Step 5. Evaluate the work. The immediate action of the clash was overheard. It seems quite simple, but in reality. In fact, many days may pass between these. Step evenly, and that is also the reason to turn. Becoming a sniper requires expertise. Similar very large rings they will also need. See discipline and focus by. The duration of a possible task lasted a long time while the communes defended. Often operates without support of their units, so they must learn how to manage resources effectively. As a result, a question arises here. With all the skills that are not easy to master, who knows if they are proficient in their hands? Anything that can be replaced. Lin semi-trimmed or not, this gives. We go to Lam Tuong next to Ling. Selling technology is gradually eliminating the role. Their students follow a teacher at the course. U.S. Army sniper training. This statement is absolutely false for sure. Things like drones, robots and satellites can help a lot. Gives semi-prune spirits to enhance their abilities. Their supervision and accuracy, however, unique combination of skills. Adaptability and decision-making are one. The possessive ray seller makes it impossible for them. Replacing that is not to mention. Technology can be unreliable. In specific cases, for example, such as adverse weather conditions or disturbing disciples. That's why the hands. Semi-trimmed pulses are taught never to rely completely into wearable electronic devices. Although there are tools that can help them determine important factors such as range, wind speed and environmental conditions. None. Term a military-grade rangefinder. Can operate at a range of up to 40 km and is often combined with binoculars but the devotees sell it. Usually only use these tools and similar electronic devices for verification. Proving data to the end, they will still rely. Skills are formed over time. Formal training and discipline by battlefield experience to come up with these important decisions thanks to these skills. This semi-soldiers also the agency. Civilian and government recruitment after. Leave the army because they often show off. Excel in any role that requires ability. Sharp observation skills to make decisions. High pressure and emotional awareness. Situation. Great, so we've mentioned all the main lam walls and semi-soldiers. Prune. Now let's do a solve. Virtual fast and some silly notions. First of all, snipers do not use it. Diazepam to reduce tremors is available. Common in video games. Semi-trim, but in fact it is possible. Makes users feel sleepy quickly. Face and forgetfulness of the second sniper. Do not hold your breath when shooting. This will cause their bodies lack oxygen and become weak. Target observation is less stable. Instead, the semi-snipers got it. Trained to control their breathing. Fired during spontaneous respiratory pauses. Naturally. And thirdly, the half-beam soldier did not aim one eye when shooting because doing so will limit peripheral vision and sensory perception. Will it also cause stress? Necessary for eyes to remain open. Effects. Focusing ability and overall shooting performance. Body of the shooter. Now let's suppose there is something obstructing the operation of a seller. Trim, and if they fail to sell, what will happen? After that, it all depends on the circumstances. Specific and targeted. If enough action quickly, they can readjust and practice. Show another version, however. Missing a shot can have a big impact on the temperature. Overall service, especially if it exposes the taste. The seller's mind is indifferent to this. Let's discuss a common question. Meet another. What will happen to these? The gunman was briefly arrested and ignored. Nothing is considered good. Arrested snipers are often arrested. Treated much worse than the prisoners. Conventional war due to threat that they inflict on their enemies. Besides who? Enemies often consider them a treasure trove of information. That's why soldiers are usually snipers. Torture methods were applied. Guaranteed to the point of serious violation. International regulations related to the regime of cabinet. Therefore, it is not surprising when most of the snipers were spared. Death is better than being captured. However, the teams, the army will certainly be willing to invest very much to eliminate the enemy's semi-sniping lane from the war. Either captured alive or given away. One-way ticket straight to Golden Stream. Some popular methods can be mentioned. Includes direct use of semi-pruned lin to solo with enemy gunners using UAVs to detect the position and movement of lin. Semi-tremor uses jamming equipment electronically to interrupt the inter-system contacts and target groups. Dispatch applications. A sniffer dog to search for smoke. Mobilize combat groups to attack position of the sniper or the semi-organization. Destroy the area where evildoers hide. It can be concluded with certainty that the soldiers were semi-snipers, considered dangerous soldiers. On the battlefield, the combination between evil Thiandai has the ability to hide like a ninja and collect important intelligence information, making them a formidable threat and is a priority target. So how to make the skin oven these snipers die in such a way? So let's answer this question. Come to the Fort Moore Rescue Facility located in the state Gaya to observe semi-pruning training of the U.S. Army lasted 7 weeks. Usually there are only about 300 soldiers each year. Participate in half of these then. Graduation success thereby shows the level. Rigors of the course overview that say future bad soldiers will learn how to make a suit, how to fix it, aim and observe basic knowledge about selling and calculating the selling price to know more details on how to train precious gunners. The audience can refer to the video below. We provide the link below. Color. Describe according to assessment all exercises in Fort Moore is aimed at simulation. Real-life situations help shooters sell. Pruning prepares for the situations in which they may be encountered in actual combat. These complications are also the reason why a semi-snipers right stop training and learning even later, when leaving Fort Moore and by as many people. The type that is still in conflict is tactical. War will always continue. Develop. So through today's video, the story has been explored with the audience. Misconceptions about the truth about semi-spirits. Trimmed from specialized knowledge and equipment. Fight why they often don't aim at the beginning and other quests next to the palace. Extinguish and destroy the prey. What happens out when they are captured, the way they are trained. Also many other things after listening to these. Our answers and analysis. What truth about snipers impresses you? Most impressive and surprising in addition to the. Do you have any other questions about radiation, defense and work of soldiers? Whether this is the case or not, don't hesitate to tell again. We know in the comments below. Now don't rush to exit the video because the good part is still on the side. Music. Music. After and music.